The things what I was teaching you, that was 12th accounts part 1 chapter 4. Fourth chapter was going on, and fourth chapter name is reconstructions of a partnership firm. What is called reconstructions of the partnership firm? This book, fourth chapter. What is called reconstructions of the partnership firm, I already told in the previous video. Once again I want to remind you before starting today's class. Reconstructions of the partnership firm, in this chapter you have to learn total 3 points, mainly total 3 practical points. Out of that, already one I already explained in the previous video. That was the how to find out the signifying ratio and gaining ratio. That was the first point which I already told in the previous video. I think you all understood. Homework or whatever I have given, that I think you all are writing in the yearbook. Today I am going to teach you the second point. This is first point. This is second point, which is called re-evaluations of the accounts. After completing the second points, we will do the third point. I think you understood or you know what is called the third step. Third step is distributions of the profit or accumulated profit or losses. I already told you, once again I want to remind you, this chapter 3 step, be careful about it. This chapter 3 practical steps: signifying ratio, gaining ratio, revaluations account, distributions of the accumulated profit and loss. These 3 steps all are there in the next chapter, chapter 5 and chapter 6. When you will do the chapter 5 and chapter 6, if you do not understand these 3 points of the steps, there you will feel difficult to complete a practical sums, which board will give you 8 marks one practical sum. Should be careful about it. Let us start what is called re-evaluations account. All of you know what is the meaning of re. Re means again. Valuations means punarvalyam, mullayam. So what you are going to do the reevaluate? What you are going to reevaluate? You are going to reevaluate the assets and liabilities. What are the assets and liabilities? Where it is there? It is there in your balance sheets. It is given in your balance sheets. The question already came to your mind. Sir, what is the necessary to do the revaluations? I told that one. The chapter is reconstructions of a partnership firm. Reconstructions of the partnership firm. In this chapter, we are going to reconstruct. That means we are going to change. As we are going to change the new ratio, old ratio, whatever the ratio it was distributed, proportionate. Now you are going to change the ratio. Automatically I told that one, if you are going to change the proportions or the distributions of the ratio, so you will find out someone will get more or someone will get less. And due to that one, once again you have to do the revaluations account, revaluations of assets and liabilities. Already it may come in your mind, the questions comes. So what is the necessary to do the revaluations account? First of all, what is the necessary to do the revaluations account? I want to give one example so that you can understand what is the necessary to do the revaluations account. Suppose this is a balance sheet. In this balance sheet, one machine which you purchased, it was in 1 lakh, suppose. And this balance sheet is 31st 3, suppose 4. 31st 3, 4, in this machine you are having the machine of rupees 1 lakh. And you know that one, that every year you are using the machine. If you are using or not using, you have to calculate the depreciation according to the Companies Act 1956. Suppose the depreciations you are deducting 10%, which is coming 10,000, that comes 90,000. This is the balance sheet of 31st 3, 4. Now you come to the next balance sheet, which is coming 31st 3/5. The machine balance how much you will write? 90. And again you will deduct depreciation. Suppose 10% on straight line method. So again it will come how much? 10,000. It is coming 80,000. And one more balance if you do the next year. Suppose it is 31st 3/6. How much machines you will write? You will write 80,000. And again you will deduct depreciation. How much? 10%. How much you will get? 70,000. And it will go on. How long it will go on? Because 10% if you are deducting in the 10th year, end of the 10th year, the machine value will be 0. Before knowing the devaluation account, first of all you have to understand what is this and what is this. What is this and what is this? And what is this and what is this? This is the depreciation amount all of you know according to the straight line method. First year when you purchase the machines, you purchase the machines from 143 because this is 143 to 31st 3/4. 143 you have purchased the machines. That time cost of the machine it was 1 lakh. And first year you have deducted depreciation of rupees 10,000 and you got the value is 90,000. Let me know first of all what is the difference between these two. This is called purchase price. When you have purchased the machines, that is amount which you paid. And when you have purchased the machines, that time this machine's market price it was 1 lakh. After using 1 year, you have calculated depreciation 10,000 and you got the 90,000. What is called? This is called book value. Book value of the machines in your account. Next year, this book value you have transferred to the next year. Again, you have deducted depreciation and you got it. This is called book value and this is called book value. Now, let me know after 3 years, this is first year, this is second year and this is third year. After 3 years, when 31st 2006 is coming, that time according to your book, your notebook, your accounts book, according to your accounts book, you are writing the machine cost is 70,000. Which machines you are having existing, it is working. But do you know the actual value of this machine in the market? It is not 70. It may be more than 70 or it may be the less than 70. So I want to tell you that the two things is there. One is called the market value and one is called the book value. So what is called market value and what is called book value? The value which you are writing in your book or your register after deducting depreciation, that is called book value. Book value may be or may not be same value from the market or equal value of the market. Market value of this 90,000 after using the first year, it may be more or it may be less. If you are going to sell in the market after using this machine, you may get more than 90 or you may get less than 90. Similarly, after second year, if you are going to sell the machine, you may get more or less than 80. Similarly for third year. Now question is there, as you have changed the new ratio and old ratio, that is ratio proportions, profit and loss proportion, that is old ratio to new ratio. I told you when you are going to change from old to new, then if there are the three persons are there, suppose A, B and C, then automatically according to the old ratio what A was getting profit, according to the new ratio A may get less or more. Similarly for B or similarly for C due to change of the ratio. Now suppose after 3 years, according to the old ratio, if you are going to sell this machine in the market and this 70,000 suppose it became 90,000 in the market, the 20,000 profit what you are getting after selling this machine, that 20,000 who will get? The partner will get. This is called the profit after selling the machines, or you may get loss also, whatever it is. Suppose if you are getting profit, this 70,000 market price, suppose if it is 90,000, so 20,000 profit whatever you are getting, that 20,000 profit the partners will get, and partners will distribute this profit in which ratio? The confusions come, is it old ratio will be distributed or new ratio? What is your decision? It should be always distributed according to the old ratio, because this was done during before reconstructions of the partnership firm. After reconstructions, if any change comes, then they will go to the new ratio. So when they are going to change the old ratio to new ratio, on that day they will calculate or they will reevaluate, or this is the example what I have taken for one assets. It may happen for liability also. So whatever the assets or whatever the liabilities existing they are having in their book, all this value they will compare with the market, and whatever the profit or loss. Sometimes it may happen, in case of a machines you got profit, in case of a building you got loss, or furniture you got loss. So whatever the profit or loss you are getting, either from the asset side or from the liability sides, all the assets and liabilities you will compare with the market, and whatever the profit or loss you are getting, that partners should distribute on the day of changing their ratio. For that, revaluations account is required. This is the main basic idea of revaluations. Now, I will come how to do the revaluations of account. So, let me explain once again the practical sides, the revaluations of account. So that is clear to you that why revaluations account it is necessary, or why you are going to do the second point or the revaluations account. That point is clear. The next point is coming, how we will do. Actually, what is this? This is nothing but the result of changing, changing of assets and liabilities. This is assets and liabilities. What change? What change? Changing of market value and book value. That is change. So assets, let me explain first. Here, the assets. In case of assets, this is assets. So assets, it can change either in the increasing or it is in the decreasing. Here, assets, suppose if it is increasing or it may decrease. What increase, decrease? Book value and market value. Suppose book value is 5, market value is 7, 1000, lakh, whatever it is. That means it is increasing. Book value is 9, market value is 4, decreasing. So either it may increase or it may decrease. Similarly, for liability also, either it may increase or it may decrease. All of you know, assets is always debit if you are buying the assets. If you are selling the assets, assets is credit. So assets is coming more, that means assets will be debit. So I will tell you the 1 or 2 formula. It will be very easy to remember the all 4 transactions. Here if you see, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3 and this is 4. Assets is increasing. This is assets, assets is increasing. So if assets is increasing, in case of a 1 I have written here, in case of a 1, if assets is increasing, so assets account will be debit. You have to write the journal for changing the assets and liabilities. So here I am writing, in case of assets. Number 1, if increasing. This is the formula which you have to remember. If it is increasing, then what will do? The assets account debit. Assets means respective assets. If machines, the machines account debit. If furniture, then furniture account debit. Assets account debit to revaluations. What will you write here? Change value. Here you will write it here change value. I am writing it here change value. Change value means how much? Suppose 7 became 9, so we will write 2. Not we will write 7, not we will write 9. 7,000, it became 9,000. So how much change? 2,000. That is right here. So in case of a asset, if it is increasing, then respective assets account debit to revaluation account. Similarly, now if decreasing, now I think you understood. If increasing this journal comes, decreasing journal will come reverse or the opposite. So what will come? Revaluation account debit to assets. How much? Change value. This is 7 became 9, we will write 2. Suppose this is 9 became 7, then also we will write 2. Suppose it's 9 became 6. 9,000, it became 6,000. How much will you write? 3. This is for assets. So you will get assets to journal, one increasing and one decreasing. Similarly, here liabilities. Now in case of a liability. Liability is increasing. If liability is increasing, liability account always debit balance or credit balance? Liability is always credit balance. Assets is always debit balance. If liability is increasing, so credit balance will increase. So here credit balance will increase. That means liabilities account will be credit. So here we write revaluations account debit. Liability is increasing means it is your loss. Assets is increasing means it is your profit. So revaluations account debit to respective liabilities. Revaluation account debit to, this is respective liabilities account. Respective liabilities means which liabilities it is affecting. Similarly, in case of a decreasing, if it is decreasing, what will happen? Because liability is decreasing means this is your profit. And when liability is decreasing, then liability balance will decrease. And liability is always credit balance. We have to make it a debit. So respective liabilities account debit to revaluations account. How much? Change value. Always you keep in mind, this is change value. Not the book value, not the market price or market value. Difference between the book value and market value. That amount will write. So how many accounts generally got? 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2 more accounts may come. Assets and liabilities. Suppose unrecorded. Unrecorded assets and liabilities. Previous balance sheets, it was not recorded, it was not given. But it was not recorded, now you have to write. Unrecorded, that it was not recorded, now you have to write. That is called unrecorded assets. So in case of unrecorded assets, this is number actually 3 and this is 4. now I am coming here 5, that is called unrecorded assets. Unrecorded, this is assets unrecorded. So I am writing here assets unrecorded. Assets unrecorded means it was not recorded in previous balance sheet. Now we are going to write in the new balance sheet. That means you are getting the assets. And assets you are getting means assets is always debit balance. That you know. So you are, I am on journal will come respective assets account debit to revaluation account. How much the price you are getting, because no need to compare this one, no, because actually it is, we are comparing indirectly. How we are comparing? Previous balance sheet it was not there, means it was 0. Now in the unrecorded you have, suppose it is given 5,000, that means 0 became 5,000, that means difference means 5,000. Similarly, in case of the 6, this is the liability unrecorded. Liability unrecorded, if assets unrecorded this journal comes, liability unrecorded, the reverse journal will come. This is respective assets account debit to revaluation account. Now liability, it was not recorded, now you have to write, so one type of loss and liability will increase. So now it will come revaluation account debit to respective liabilities. Respective liabilities account. The same thing. Liabilities were not there. Now we are going to write 2000 liabilities. So 2000 will come 0 to 2000, whatever it is coming. So this second point, one second I have to remind you. The second point, revaluation account, these 6 types of journal it will come. If you are remembering this 6 journal, then you will be able to do the revaluation account. And very easy to remember the 6 journal. The simple one, only one you keep in mind, if assets is increasing, assets account debit. If assets is increasing, assets account debit, so assets is decreasing, the assets account will be credit. And one account if you are getting, another account will come revaluation account. Everywhere. If you are getting one account, this is the respective liability account you got, so another account revaluations. The another account revaluation. Every account you will get one revaluation account. So very easy way you will keep in mind. Assets is increasing, assets debit, assets is decreasing, assets credit. Remaining next account is another account is revaluations. Liability is increasing, liability credit, liability is decreasing, liability debit. Another one is the revaluation account. And in case of a unrecorded, that is respective assets account debit to revaluations and revaluation account debit to respective liability.